In the summer of 2006, El Paso received more rain in a few days than what normally falls in an entire year, an unforgettable event. The result, massive flooding as raging waters overtook a poorly maintained and undersized stormwater system. It became clear that managing stormwater has taken a back seat to other city needs for far too long. Many ponds, pump stations, channels, and culverts were undersized, and some were in need of major maintenance or repair. As a result, an estimated $200 million in public and private property was damaged. El Paso Water Utilities employee Eligio Myers was one of the first responders in Storm 2006. He operated a truck that vacuumed out floodwaters from Mulberry Street in West El Paso.
Oh man, I mean, we've had experience pumping water out, but not to this magnitude. I mean, it was a lot of water. People actually had to park on this side and carry their children into to their houses because that area was flooded, so they couldn't drive in. They had to actually park out here and walk to their homes, because as soon as we got water out, we had more rain, so it started flooding up again, so we had to come back and set up and continue pumping.
Y'all did a really phenomenal job of looking at the priorities, taking in what we thought were real value systems for the community.
The El Paso City Council realized that the stormwater system could no longer be ignored. Council took action to prevent a recurrence of this disaster by establishing a separate stormwater utility. The utility's main focus would be to maintain and expand infrastructure to protect residents and businesses from further devastation. In the summer of 2007, Council charged the Public Service Board and El Paso Water Utilities with setting up and operating this new utility. EPWU has for decades provided quality drinking water and sanitation services for El Paso, so this would be a natural extension of its mission. More important, the PSB would establish a rate structure that would absolutely guarantee a dedicated source of funding to maintain and improve the system, something that had not been possible before. In March of 2008, two initiatives began almost immediately: the development of a stormwater master plan to guide future improvements and short-term maintenance projects. Stormwater crews immediately attacked maintenance challenges all over the system, sometimes cleaning up areas that had not been touched for years. Crews removed massive blockages from storm drains, cleared tons of vegetation from agricultural drains and channels, and hauled away mountains of trash.
We were trying to see if we could do a dam every 2 weeks, and some of those were so bad that it was taking us 3 to 4 weeks just to bring them up to snuff.
By March of 2009, 1 year after the utility was created, almost 1,500 maintenance projects have been completed, including one that was called in by longtime El Pasoan Delia Pacuyan.
I was concerned about the drainage ditch on Carolina, that it hadn't been cleaned in a long time.
Within a few days, stormwater crews removed trash and cleared vegetation from the ditch behind Pacuyan's home.
I was very surprised because the response was very, very speedy on their part, and they took care of it immediately.
The main issues were...
At the same time, a stormwater master plan was being developed. The engineering firm of URS, an expert in the field of utility planning, reviewed every facet of operations and all the nooks and crannies of the existing drainage system. The Stormwater Community Advisory Committee joined the task, meeting regularly over several months. They gained an understanding of the system and recommended priorities for the stormwater master plan. Dan Olivas, a local realtor, was a committee member.
They did listen to us. They absolutely did. They'd make changes, they'd make modifications. They were very, very sensitive to every suggestion that we came up with. They'd answer any questions so that we fully understood what was expected of us and how much input we could have, and there was no limit.
That input proved to be invaluable in the master plan that was approved by the Public Service Board and City Council in March of 2009.
You can see that with the help of the advisory committee, which did a tremendous job, for you, for us, for the city in general.
Yes, I took away from that experience the fact that the PSB is the most qualified entity to handle stormwater. They've got the engineering knowledge, they've got the equipment, they've got the organizational skills, they know how to manage water.
The master plan recommends about 100 capital improvement projects all over the city. 15 of those projects will be completed in the next 3 years at a cost of about $68 million. Those first 15 projects will reduce the flood risk by over 50% for the community. One of the capital projects in the first 3 years of the Stormwater Master Plan is right here in West El Paso along Doniphan Road. It would entail the widening and deepening of this channel that I'm standing in so that it can hold more stormwater when we get a serious rainstorm. This would prevent flooding of stormwater into the neighborhoods that lie directly behind it. The master plan also includes plans for 11 open space projects. Those are drainage paths and arroyos to be incorporated into the stormwater system, but preserved in their natural state. Park pond projects are also on the list, and they function both as recreational venues and as drainage facilities. What used to be the Saipan neighborhood in central El Paso will soon be a park while doubling as a retention pond.
So if you don't have a plan, you don't have any idea what you're doing or what you've accomplished. Now we have one, and we can already see the results of having that plan and how the PSB is implementing that plan and doing it fast.
An example of that efficiency is right here in East El Paso. In July of 2008, the earthen wall of this basin was breached, sending millions of gallons of water into nearby homes. But thanks to expert engineering and quick construction, this facility stands ready for a serious storm to keep homeowners safe. From now on, El Pasoans can count on dedicated funding, ongoing maintenance, and new state-of-the-art stormwater infrastructure that meets the high standards this community deserves.